I traveled over 700 miles to answer the biggest question in the sneaker world right now. Is having a physical store still worth it? Today, I'm here in Sneaker Box LV in Easton, PA, and what better way to answer that question than to just show you? And it looks like he might just be getting here just now. Yo.
My guy.
What's up, G? How you doing? Sorry, we caught you on the step. Zane, nice to meet you as well. So,
sorry, fellas, for being a little late. Running around, you know how that goes, man. But
a little gym workout, a little breakfast, get that in.
Appreciate you guys having me. Appreciate you guys preparing before I got in here.
Yeah, I'm super excited to dive in. We have a lot in store for today. We're gonna tell people and really dive in to see, is having a store still worth it? So just how long have you actually had this store in Easton, PA?
Yeah, of course. So we've been here for 3.5 years now. It's been the best 3.5 years of my life. It's been a great journey, bunch of ups, bunch of downs, but to answer your question, why don't we just show you guys, right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You had the store for 3.5 years now, but before you opened the store, what even got you into sneakers and entrepreneurship in the first place?
We've been in business for 3.5 years now. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Just being around great people. People that kind of get you into entrepreneurship, get you into understanding the business aspect of things. And I was never one to really have a business mindset on things, but getting into the business, I was able to meet great people that had the business perspective, the business knowledge, and the overall understanding of how to offer a beautiful service like Sneaker Box. Very fortunate to have a great team, great people around us that make us better day by day, and I think that's the beauty of owning a business, is to have the people around you that ultimately you do this for.
So one thing I've noticed compared to a lot of other stores is your pricing's actually fairly competitive. Like I'm seeing these slides right here at $145. I've seen the same exact colorway at some stores up to like $400. So can you talk a little bit about why you decided to go with this lower price, more competitive strategy versus some of the stores that are just focused on getting the highest margin possible?
So those people that can get $450 for Yeezy slides,
yeah, crazy.
I mean, so I'm not gonna take away from that, but what I will say about our strategy is ultimately you want to keep happy customers, right? You want the customer to have a good experience, from the atmosphere to the customer service to the pricing, because that's ultimately how they come back. Community that we built and the name that we're looking to portray, we ultimately want to keep happy customers and loyal customers that then in turn support our brand,
right, and shop with, you know, with some of the actual clothing, and continue to come back. Yeah, I think
as people support us as just a brand. That just goes into the pricing, the atmosphere, the customer service, everything else that falls in between.
So divulging off from that a little bit, back maybe 3 years ago when market was insane, you were able to sell stuff for butter at $250, $300, $350. Was your strategy kind of like that back then, and did you kind of adapt it a little bit, or has it always kind of been focused on having the most competitive price ever and then building that relationship with the customers?
Yeah, well, that's a great question too. Ultimately, you have to change with the times. In 2020, 2021, you're selling band mids, royal mids for $250, $300 all day. Nowadays, they're on sale.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. What do you, where are your mids at? These are pre-owned stuff?
So yeah, this is our pre-owned section right here. This is where you find a lot of the steals and deals.
What do you got these priced at, you know?
Use this as a reference, right? This is a Jordan 1 Obsidian. Maybe worn 2-3 times. It's priced at $175.
Yeah, I mean,
so
that was a $400 shoe at one point.
In 2020, during quarantine, that shoe was $500, $550 all day. That's another thing too, is we try to offer affordable shoes, amazing shoes at a more affordable price, because who doesn't want 100% of the product for half the price?
Right.
So that's the beauty of pre-owned and being able to keep a happy community around you, is they start to rally around you and they appreciate the services that you offer. Because that's what we do. I mean, we offer a service, and ultimately we want those customers to be happy with the services that they're receiving, come back to us. Ultimately, as you were saying, like, did we change with the times? Yes, we had to.
No shame in that, though. That's,
no shame in that.
That's how you run a business. So.
I think as we came into it, we kind of had more of an idea of, if you can get a number for a shoe, cool, we'll take it. But what comes with that is maybe not the representation of our brand that we're looking to have. So now that we kind of understand who we are as a company, who we are as a brand, and who we are as a team, we understand that our reputation and our pricing is far more important than getting the extra dollar on one sale.
Got it.
I'd rather someone come in and buy 2 pairs of shoes than 1 pair, because ultimately you're gonna make the same thing with 2 pairs than 1 pair, and they're gonna come back.
So talk a little bit to me now about kind of the switch from, you know, Dunks. Dunks used to be a crazy hot seller, everyone wanted them, and now it seems like people more than ever just want to get a pair of Asics, right? So what's kind of been that switch for you guys? Have you guys still been able to sell Dunks super well, or has your focus kind of shifted more towards stuff like Asics or New Balances that are selling, you know, a lot more consistently for many other stores?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, back in 2021, 2022, it was Dunks, Jordans, and that was really it. And Yeezys. More so in 2023, 2024, it's been more so that runner type of style. Even if you can do it the right way, Bomeros.
That's what I got on right now.
I got Asics on, so
yeah.
I mean, we're kind of living.
You can see the trends in real life.
We're hype beast, basically. This is the modern day hype beast, honestly, but it's that trainer look is what's in. I think it's a big factor from social media, TikTok, Instagram. That's just the look that's in, you know? I think fashion changes always. and you just gotta stay ahead of the curve, ahead of the trends. And as a business owner, you have to be aware of that. A lot of businesses were kind of sticking to Dunks and sticking to Jordans when in all reality, it's just not working right now. People want this.
How do you stay on top of those trends? What do you kind of look at to make sure that you are like talking straight to your customers? How are you able to stay on top of those trends and make sure that you're buying the right inventory so you're not sitting on a bunch of stuff that you're not going to be able to sell and losing money?
For sure. I mean, customers just stay talking to us like, yo, I need those A6. And when I first heard that, I was like, what's this? What is he talking about? But once you start to hear it more and more often, and you start to hear the requests, you start to understand, well, you gotta try this out. And once you try it out and see the proof in the pudding, from there you can then understand, like, you gotta go a little bit left with this.
So it really just boils down to just talking to the customers, hearing from them what they want, and understanding that ultimately they're the ones giving you money, so you need to know, you need to serve their needs.
Those are the people I'm servicing. Those are the people that, if that's what they want, that's what I have to deliver. And if they don't want the Jordans and they don't want the Nike Dunks, well, we're not gonna get them. We got the A6 now, you know what I mean? And that's just a big part of running a business is understanding what the consumer is looking for.
And adaptability.
And the adaptability, exactly. So changing with the market and understanding your demographic.
Okay, so you mentioned this before, but I actually noticed these shirts right here when I walked in. And these don't look like a Hellstar tee or anything else, so these are actually your brand, right?
Show me back.
Okay, fire. So, what does it say? A breath of fresh air.
Fresh air and a fresh pair. Got the Philly Fanatic in the back, the Rocky.
Easton, PA right there.
Easton, PA, the Keystone State, right where we're located.
This is actually huge.
We actually got the love sign of Philly. Just rebranded it with our branding on there, and just trying to pay tribute to the area.
Yeah.
To ultimately provide a neutral, wearable alternative to other brands, and it's been amazing. It's been a journey. It's been a process, kind of understanding what our people like and what they're looking for, but also building a brand identity and kind of understanding what our look is. And like you said, it's not like a Hellstar, and it's not like anything you really see.
Yeah, I mean these are super sick. So dive in a little bit more to like.
Right now too, I'm wearing the our STOV motocross T-shirt. Has the little side hits, bag graphic, has our area code on there. So again, just try to do dope things within our understanding and try to just do dope things within our community and ultimately building a sense of community with our people.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna probably pick up one of these because this is actually sick. I'm gonna see if you have the XL up here. Yeah, there we go, XL. So I mean, for $35.
I mean, for $35,
that's not a bad cop.
We really big on the quality of the T-shirt as well. You think for $35, it's like how great can it be? But these are some of the best blinks you can get. Great screen print feel. You can wash them a million times.
Yeah.
Shrink.
Shoot.
I can tell you, I've worn this 50 times and it still looks brand new.
I'm sold. Going to check me out?
Let's do it. Come on.
All right, let's go.
So I'm gonna have my guy Steve over here checking me out. This is a big part of my team right here. It's my right-hand man. When I'm not here, he's in charge. So he's the man right here.
All right, Steve, let's do it.
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Grabbing an XL?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's going to be 35, please.
All right, you take Apple Pay?
No, all forms of payment, but most
forms of payment?
Most major.
most major forms, no checks, no EBT, but Apple Pay we can take.
Fire.
Word, man.
Awesome.
Just got it done.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Doc.
Thanks very much.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
That was smooth. There we go.
So we've seen a ton of stores exit scamming, consignment stores shutting down, and not paying anyone back their pairs. So from a reseller's perspective, someone that's running a business, not necessarily a store owner, what's like, I guess, your advice to scout someone out that is looking, that a store that maybe doesn't have the best business practices, versus someone like you that seems to actually care about their store, their community, and the well-being of their customers? What are kind of those traits that you see as separate those like super successful store owners that have a good community presence versus the ones that maybe are just looking to make a quick buck?
I mean, separating the people that care and the people that don't care. I'm a big believer in understanding that the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So if you can tell a person's cutting corners, you can tell that there's just a lack of communication and a lack of accountability, you can kind of see where it's trending, right? I'm not gonna put that judgment on anyone and everyone, but ultimately the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And I think that it's a big part in the way you run your business.
That's a fire quote. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. I think, my teachers always told me that too.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah, I think.
Seriously, I mean, if you wake up in the morning with a routine, you're gonna stick to that routine. That's gonna be a part of who you are. If you wake up in the morning and you don't get up, that's the way you're gonna do everything throughout your day. It's a mindset thing, and if that person isn't willing to understand to be accountable in running their business, that's just a test of who they are.
Got it. So as a store owner as well, kind of going more on the reseller side of things, what do you look for in a reseller that you're actually buying inventory from? So someone that is maybe starting up their business, wants to make a connection with a store, sell their shoes for a profit. What do you kind of look for, and what are kind of the sellers that you actually look to do business with, and how do you find the ones that are actually reliable versus the ones that you maybe don't answer their DMs or leave them months?
So, I mean, I could buy shoes anywhere, right? I could buy shoes from anywhere and anyone. So why you, right? What separates you from the next person? Is that going to be the accessibility? Is that going to be the volume? Is that going to be quick delivery? What is it, right? What about you is going to separate you from the next supplier? A lot of suppliers I work with are very personable people. They speak well, they know they're knowledgeable, and they're very, very quick with the responses, right? I'm really big on being punctual, responsive, and ultimately, when you're spending the money that we spend on inventory, you do expect a level of professionalism,
Right.
you know, and if there's no level of professionalism there, it kind of veers you away from the person. It veers you away from a supplier, and then veers you away from business. So ultimately, just traits that separates you from the rest.
Got
Like I
it.
said, the personality, the punctuality,
The differentiation.
ultimately having the supplies that we need as well. So
Yeah.
and getting it to us in a timely manner. You gotta check all the boxes. If you can't do any of them, I mean, one red flag, and unfortunately, it's kind of out.
You're getting left on scene.
Yeah, that's it, man. And that's unfortunately the nature of the business that we had, because there are suppliers out there. You can find them. So once you find a good one, you kind of stick to it, kind of like a barber.
Right.
Once you find a good one, every time it hits,
Can't cheat on the barber. Yeah.
Exactly. So same idea.
So you also mentioned before that you don't actually do any consignment in the store at all. So how does that affect your business? And I know a lot of stores personally that have started out by doing consignment. Some of them it's worked really well for them, and some of them it's actually led to their demise and led to them closing down. So is there a specific reason that you don't do consignment, and how do you kind of see it from both the business perspective and the reseller perspective? Is it worth it for a store, and is it worth it for a reseller?
Yeah, I mean, for a reseller, it's amazing to do consignment, because basically what you're doing is you're running the product at a higher number up front, and then as it sells, you're getting paid out. So from a seller's perspective, it's amazing, as long as you don't need the quick cash. Now, if you need the quick cash, you're not going to get that with the consignment. Now, from a seller standpoint, if you don't have the capital and the upfront initial investment, it's amazing to have consignment, because again, you're not paying for the inventory up front, you're paying out as you sell.
And you're basically leveraging the storefront.
You're leveraging the
Yeah.
storefront, building your capital, building your inventory, and at a certain point, yeah, you can then purchase your own or continue with the consignment. It's just really what you prefer. Now, we don't do any consignment here strictly for the headache that is involved with it. We did, when we opened the store, we did start with consignment strictly to have inventory, have a way to build our capital and reinvest into our own business. But ultimately, I'd save myself the headache.
Yeah.
I'd rather just outright buy.
Go into the headache a little bit more. What exactly are like the intricacies of that headache that you're talking
So,
about?
I mean, ultimately, you're managing someone else's money. You're managing someone else's money and someone else's inventory. And from a business perspective, you have to do it in a punctual way and in a timely manner. And ultimately, when you're running a storefront and you're working on so many other things, the last thing you want to think of is, as this sells, I have to pay this person out. Or as this sells, I have to go through a Google Doc and mark this off, right? It's not convenient. If you can avoid the headache, I would personally, and I do. And that's kind of why we got away from consignment. And also too, it's our inventory. I don't have to adhere to someone else's inventory. If the numbers aren't right, I could say no, because I don't have to buy it, you know? And
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty in not doing consignment.
And having the control. I actually know, I'm not going to say the name of the store, but I know a store that was doing consignment really, really heavy. Didn't really work out for them because they were simply, I mean, when COVID time was going, they were printing cash,
Yeah.
but then as time went on, the margins just got slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, and they can't charge 300 for pandas anymore. So now they're not able to make it 20% is not,
It's no
it's
longer
not worth it. And so it's either raise your price to 30% and no one wants to consign with you, or just don't do consignment at all. And so ultimately they stepped away from consignment entirely. So the margins are really that big of a, it's really that big of a difference for you guys.
For sure. I mean, ultimately, would you want to buy at face value, or would you rather buy at wholesale? Of course, for marginal purposes, you're going to buy at wholesale, because
Right.
in turn, you're creating a larger margin. Yes, you're putting the money up front.
So the next question for you, if you were a beginner reseller in 2024, you were just getting started, or let's just say that you were talking to a beginner reseller, what is the number one piece of advice that you would give someone that's just getting into the game to set them up for success moving forward with this new market?
Ultimately, I believe in any business that you're in, your network is your net worth. So if you can build a good network around you and kind of have people that are solidified in the game, kind of just giving you influence, giving you game, and giving you an understanding of what you're getting yourself into, you do amazing. I think there's a lot of potential in the game that we're in right now. It's just about understanding who you're supplying to, understanding what your lane is, and making that your ultimate goal to be the best at what you do. So I think there's a lot of potential. It just begins with your network and really just the people you're surrounding yourself with. So there is a bunch of groups that these new resellers can get into. They can I know some have memberships. I know some have kind of courses. That's a great alleyway. But just being personable, networking with people. Like if you have questions, ask. You know.
Yeah.
And educate yourself on the state of the market. Educate yourself on the state of resellers, and just educate yourself on how you can make profitability.
So what do you think is your best advice for someone? Like people always ask me this question, how do you network? And for me, I always tell them, stop looking at it like networking. Look at it more as like you're just building a relationship with someone that's mutually beneficial. So I guess what's your one tip for, I mean, and I totally agree. I think network is your net worth. And
Yep.
a lot of the success that we've had has come from the people that we know around us that have been able to expedite the process. How do you go about networking with maybe other store owners or resellers, and how has that really elevated your business? Kind of talk more about like how you've actually approached networking.
Yeah, I mean, so ultimately you have to be able to sell yourself and sell your personality before you sell anything. person. I'm a big believer in interactions and just building a mutual friendship before you even talk about who you are and what you do, right? Once you can build a genuine connection with the person, from there you can build upon that foundation that you set. So now you intrigue, interact, inform. You inform that person who you are, so intrigue. You and I are talking, oh, those kicks are dope, bro. Where'd you get those from?
Sneaker Box LV.
There you go. You start talking about where you got them from. Oh, Sneaker Box LV, where's that at? Oh, it's a sneaker store? Oh, bro, I'm a reseller myself. What do you do? Right? And from there you build that connection. And that's it's so simple. It's just simply understanding how to build a mutual connection with the person. And once you can understand that and build upon that, you can do anything then.
So the reason everyone's here and the reason everyone clicked on this video, if you had to go back 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, with everything that you know now, would you have still opened the sneaker store?
Yes, I would. So, I mean, it's been a beautiful journey. We love what we do. We love the people that we service and the people that we interact with. I mean, not people, they're family. You know what I mean? So when you love what you do, you'll never regret what you're doing. And we love it, man. We love the market. We love the game. We love the people. And we love the brand, you know? And to answer your question, I'll do this shit every single time, man.
You guys heard it here. Sneaker store is still worth opening in 2024 if you do it right.
If you do it the right way.
You're right. And you learned today how to do it the right way. So
Yes, sir.
if you're considering opening a sneaker store, make sure you check out Sneaker Box LV and definitely come shop here if you're in Easton, PA. They got a fire store. I mean, just look at all this stuff. Tons of crazy options. So if you enjoyed this video, go check them out. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.